Today is Mother's Day. Yeah? Today is Mother's Day in the UK. So Mother's Day, yeah? When you have a baby, are you listening? Babies do not come with a manual. Do you know what a manual is?
No.
What is a manual? Instructions. A baby does not come with instructions. Yeah? So you don't leave the hospital with your baby and with instructions that this is how to look after your baby, this is what you do, this is what you don't leave the hospital with that. As a mom, you have to use your instinct, your brain. And other older moms will also help you and teach you what to do. Like when I have my babies, there are some elderly women, they come to my house and help me bath the baby and show me how to bath the baby. So mothers have to learn. In Africa, it's much better because when you have a baby and you get home, you are not alone. There's neighbors who come to help you. Some people cook for you. They bring the food. Some people come and help you with the baby. Some people help you with the other children, take them to school. It's a community. But over here, you're on your own. Unless you know friends, you know people. Your next door neighbor will not necessarily come to help you. Over here, we're all like in our own just little cocoons, you know. There are some neighbors who don't even know each other's names and they've lived there next to each other for years. You know, it's just morning and they pass and that's it. Babies don't come with manuals. Yeah, we have to learn on the job. You know, when I finished my degree, they told us that when the school first started, they were learning because they didn't know like how to do the course. They didn't know the subjects, so they were learning. Janice, listen, they were learning. But as the years went on, then they became very good. When I started that course, they were really good. And I'm sure they can even improve more. Nathan, sit down. Yeah? The course I finished last year in chaplaincy, we were the first cohorts, the first group for that course. So they were not very, very good. Would I recommend it? No. But after a while, the more they do it, the more good they will become, the perfect they will become. It's the same thing with moms. If you are the first child, you might think, how come my mom is doing this for my brother? How come my mom is doing this for my sister? But when I was young, my mom didn't do this to me. So if you are the first child, you might think your parents are mean. You might think they are like showing, harsh, because your baby brother or sister can get away with things. But when you were that age, your mom will smack you or your mom will shout at you. That's not the case. It's because as they've had more kids, you know, they've now learned. When I had my first child, if she drops a biscuit on the floor, I will take it and throw it in the bin. I say she can't eat it, it's got germs. Even if she's crying, I will say no, you can't eat it, it's been on the floor. But when I had the other kids, even if they drop their biscuit on the floor, I let them eat it. I know they're not going to die. Children need germs. My first child was always sick. She was always in hospital because I made the place too clean. Spotless everywhere, cleaning every time. I'm getting myself tired. So she was always sick. My other kids, because they ate sand, they ate biscuit on the floor, they built their immune system. They went sick. I wasn't always in hospital with them. So the more kids you have that experience. So you know how, so don't think like your mom or dad don't like you. Because your baby brother does this, they don't talk. But when I did that, they always talked. Yeah, they don't hate you. They didn't know what they were doing then. You are the first baby. They were learning. But now, as they've had more kids and as they've grown older, they have learned. You understand? Now, when I first went to Nigeria, when I was little, so I was born in this country, but I grew up in Nigeria because my parents only came here to study. And when they finished studying, they decided to go back. So they took us back with them. So I grew up in Nigeria. I did not grow up here. The first time I saw a woman in Nigeria on the streets hit a kid. She really hit the kid. There was blood. The child lost a tooth. And I thought, okay, this must be a wicked stepmother that I always read about in my books. Because I love reading storybooks. And they always talk about the wicked and evil stepmother. So I thought that woman was a wicked stepmother. And I later found out that she wasn't a stepmother, she was the child's mother, hitting her kids like that. So I was amazed. There are some parents, you know, you cannot give what you don't have. Some moms grew up in an environment where they were being beaten every day by their own parents. So when they have kids, they think it's normal to be hitting their kids. They don't know it's wrong. They don't know any better. You understand? It depends on your environment. But you can break that cycle. If you were brought up in a place where you were being hit every day, it doesn't mean you should carry that along. It doesn't mean you should carry it forward. You understand? My mom had 5 of us. She wasn't very, very maternal. She wasn't someone who gave you hugs or kisses or anything like that. So when I had my children, I always give them hugs. I always give them kisses. Most times they will say, Mom, get off me, get off me. That's because my mom never did that to us. And I wanted to make sure I do it to my children. Do you understand me? So I just want you to know where maybe your mom is in any category here, so that you know where she's coming from. Yeah? And no matter what, your mom is your mom. Yeah? You cannot choose another mom. Your mom is your mom. You must always love her, and you have to respect her, no matter what. And when you are grown, when you are older and you start working, you can buy gifts for your mom. You can look after your mom. Yeah? So that's, the Bible says, honor your parents. That's what the Bible says. Yeah? So no matter what, I'm just trying to say where some mothers are coming from. They don't know any better. It's like a dog that grew up in a wicked environment. And every time that dog is being beaten, is being kicked, and you adopt that dog, initially it's going to be scared of you. When you go near it, the dog will cower because it will think that you're going to hit it. That's how in the environment it grew up. So with patience, you start petting the dog, you start cuddling the dog, then it will grow to love you and not run away from you. It knows you are not going to attack it. So it's like that. Yeah? So there was a song we used to sing in the primary school in Nigeria. Yeah? Go to Philip to do it for you. Go to Philip to do it for you. Philip, do his belt or his button. That we used to sing in the school in Nigeria. I have put it in your handout. So look at your handout. Yeah? So I will sing it. I don't know if you know it. If you know it, you can sing along with me. It's in your handout. Who sat and watched my infant head when sleeping in my cradle bed, and tears of sweet affection shed? My mother, when pain and sickness made me cry, who gazed upon my heavy eye and wept for fear that I should die. My mother, who taught my infant lips to pray and love God's holy book and day and walk in wisdom's pleasant way. My mother, and can I affectionate and kind to thee, who was so very kind to me. My mother, I know the thought I cannot bear, and if God please my life to spare, I hope I shall reward thy care. My mother. So we used to sing that song on Mother's Day in the primary school in Nigeria when I was living there. Yeah? So your mom is your mom, regardless. You try to show her love. Yeah? So she cannot give what she doesn't have. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. That's why we have laws in this country, thankfully. If any child is being abused, they will be removed from that environment and given into a loving and caring home. Yeah? So now let's look at some Bible verses. Turn your handout over. Isaiah 66, 13 to 15. Let's read together. I will comfort you as a mother comforts her child. You will be comforted in Jerusalem. When you see these things, you will be happy, you will grow. God is telling the Israelites that He's going to comfort them as a mother comforts her child. When a baby is crying, what does a mother do? Comforts the child. When a baby falls over, hurts her knee, what does a mother do? Comforts the child. You know, anything happens to the child is upset, the mother comforts the child. And God is saying here, as a mother comforts her child, He also will comfort Israel. So He used that analogy of a mother. Let's read the next one. Exodus 20:12. Honor your father and your mother, then you will live a long time in the land. The Lord your God is going to give you this land. Yeah, so you understand that that's a law. And God says we should honor our parents. Yeah, you honor your parents. So some people, because of how their mom treated them when they were little, they grow up, they leave. But they still send stuff to their mom once in a while. It doesn't mean that you have to go there and sleep there. But don't forget your mother completely. You don't turn your back on your mother. Some mothers may have mental health problem, undiagnosed mental health problem. They need help. That's why they behave the way they behave. Yeah, so just honor your parents. So hopefully all of you have got loving mothers. But some children are not that lucky. Some children are not lucky. They don't have loving mothers. Yeah. Mothers don't love them because they're incapable of showing love. Because their own mother didn't love them. So now they don't know how to love their own child. They need help. So if they go for counseling, if they go for help, they can be helped and then they can start loving their kids. You understand? So some children are not lucky. Yeah. So those who are lucky, if you're lucky to have a good mother, cherish your mother. Because it's not easy. It's not easy, yeah, to be a mom. It's not easy at all. When you were born, you'll be crying every time. Your mom can't eat, she can't sleep, carrying you everywhere. It's not easy to be a mom, so you need to appreciate your mom. That's why we have Mother's Day. So on Mother's Day, your mom is not supposed to do any cooking. You are supposed to give her breakfast in bed. I hope you made your mom breakfast in bed this morning. Right, let's read the next one. Leviticus 19:3. Person among you must respect his mother and father, and you must keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. You see that commandment? What did God say you should do to your mother? Respect. You respect your mother. Regardless, you respect your mother. Let's read Proverbs 23:22. What does it say? Listen to your father who gave you life, and do not forget your mother when she is old. Do not forget your mother when she is what?
Oh my God!
when she's old. Do not forget your mother when she's old. So do not forget your mother when she's old. Do you hear me? That's the time she needs you. She needs your strength. Yeah? Sometimes when I carry a shopping bag, it's very, very heavy. I have to call Philip to come and carry the bag because I can't lift it. But Philip is strong and he just lifts it with one hand. And I'm struggling with two hands. You see? So do not forget your mother when she's old. Let's look at the next one. Proverbs 23:25. Make your father and mother happy. Give your mother a reason to be glad. Read that again, guys.
Make your father and mother happy. Give your mother a reason to be glad.
So how can you give your mother a reason to be glad? Yeah. Yeah, how can you make your mother happy? Help them. Yeah, exactly. Help them. How can you make your mother happy? Respect them. You make them happy. Yeah. How can you make your mother happy? Helping her. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you just tell her to sit down, put your feet up, you make her happy. It's little things that makes mothers happy. You don't have to go and buy them a car or buy your mother a house. Just little things. Yeah? So make your father and mother happy. Okay? Give your mother a reason to be glad. Don't join gangs. That will not make your mother happy. Don't drink alcohol, smoke, all this vaping. I've seen some children do vaping. That will, yeah, you see, school children. That won't make your mom happy. If you are still smoking cigarettes at your young age, that will not make your mother happy. So you need to make your mother happy. Now let's read the last one. Isaiah 49:15. Read. Can the woman forget the baby she nurses? Can she feel no kindness for the child she gave birth to? Even if she could forget her children, I will not forget you. So do you see that? God is saying that if your mother is not kind to you, if she's not showing you kindness, if she forgets you, He will remember you. He will look after you. He will show you kindness. You understand that? Good. So I have some cards here. You guys will make Mother's Day cards for your moms. Yeah? You do it yourself, not the ones you bought in the shop. That everybody is sending the same message. You will do this, draw a picture, write words from your own heart, and you give it to your mom. But before we do that, I need one takeaway from everybody. So what did you take away from today's lesson? Honor your mother. Thank you. What did you take away from today's lesson?
You don't have to do big things, only little things.
Little things, and your mom will be happy. Absolutely, it's about moms today. Mavera, what's your takeaway today? Philip, what's your takeaway? Yeah. Honor your mother. Yeah. Do not forget your mom when she's old. Yeah.
Respect your father and mother.
Thank you. That's today's lesson, guys. Thanks for listening.